Well, let me know when I should log on.
Oh, there's somebody.
Don worship Zoom tonight?
Zoom.
I guess
What
maybe
did you
try-
just do? I had it, now it's gone. Now it's back. Virtual camera. Admit Booker. Admit Don.
Am I going logging on?
Who's here?
It's me.
Okay.
And me too.
And Don too. Oh, so I gotta tell him. Please tell me you're not getting an echo.
No, I'm not getting an echo.
Okay, then I'm just leaving it the way it is, because I am, but I don't have to, I'm not paying to get in. Let me let Angus know that it's safe to come back. And,
Hi Booker, hi Don.
Hi,
Hi,
how are you,
Lori.
Lori? How you doing, Don?
I'm good. I want to come see you play. I got to get my shit together. Are you playing tonight?
I'm playing tonight.
Where are you playing tonight?
Arthur's Tavern.
Okay. And
Village.
what's
It's-
the address?
I think it's 57 Grove Street.
57 Grove. I know Grove Street.
Yeah,
And what time does the festivities commence?
we start at 10.
Okay, 10.
All right.
Alright.
All
Are
right.
things better?
well, the only person that's hearing the echo is me,
So,
and I don't care.
Okay.
Um,
I always get echoes on my behalf unless I'm using headphones. I could never sort out why that was.
see, I have this thing, and I'll show it to you because I can. I have this thing, or maybe I guess I can.
well, Anthony
I have
said
this,
no echo there.
which is loop back audio. And
Oh, right.
it's supposed to take my microphone and put it through here, but it doesn't want to use my microphone. And if I try to use this microphone, I can't. It turns everything. It's crazy. So I really need to get it together, and it's a pain in the butt. But that's showbiz, isn't it?
I
Hey,
guess. Well,
Well, okay, as long as you can hear each other and the children of the lawn can hear you with no echo, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter to me.
okay.
I knew something was going on when it took kind of a long time for me to get in.
Well, because I had to crash all the software and then open it all up again, and if I try to do, it's a pain in the butt. But I'm not going to screw with it because we're here, and here we are. And if you're not having a hearing, if I'm the only one hearing the echo, guess what? I got 2 words for me, and they're not happy birthday.
Okay.
I mean, just to bring you up to speed, I started doing interviews for the album today, and I had 3 of them scheduled for today. So I came in early, like a good artist should. Here's Mausini, and I'm getting
Kimmy said, don't touch it.
no audio and all kinds of craziness, and so I did all my interviews in the control room.
Hi Mousy.
I did all my
right.
interviews using my phone from the control room. It was all fine. And the whole reason for using this software that I use that causes all these problems, thank you very much, is I don't want to be in headphones. For the same reason that you use headphones, Don, I want to be able to hear everybody without my mic feeding back or without getting the echo.
Yeah.
But it's a bunch of switches, and if you have the wrong switches switched, it switches the switch, and then you're switched.
Well, Wednesday was perfect.
Your Wednesday was perfect.
And we don't know what happened between Wednesday and
It's
today.
these updates, these frickin' software. If Mac gets an update, and then Loopback gets an update, and Sound Source doesn't get an update, and OBS doesn't get an update. It's like a bunch of crying babies. So, but here we are. Here we are.
Yes, happy Friday, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Mousy, what, you were working last week?
Yeah. No, I had a wake to go to last week.
Oh,
On Friday I did, but on Saturday, yeah, I was working for Saturday.
oh, and I sent you a text too. Sorry about that.
You did?
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't
don't
get
worry
any
about
text
it.
from you. Are you sure?
Yeah.
When?
Last Friday. I think I just asked if you were coming in. Coming to the show. Coming on the show.
I'm betting that you didn't.
Maybe I did.
Did she answer you there?
No, she never answered me, so.
So you didn't send it.
What does that tell you?
She was at her.
Yeah, I sent it. Yeah, August 16th,
Yeah, no.
7:32. I just asked if you were working.
Oh, did you? Okay, I didn't say it. Was it just to me, Angus?
Yeah,
Let's see. Let me see.
it doesn't matter.
It's exciting. No, I love getting secret
Wait a minute.
messages.
Sometimes you just don't get them.
Wait a
Yeah,
minute,
right.
maybe because I did before too. Hold on a second.
We're holding on.
All
We're
right,
holding on.
I'm sending you a text now just to test. Did it come through?
Nope.
Did you change your number or anything like that recently?
I've had the same number for 40 years.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I
The
got
last private text I have from you is from January 22nd.
wow.
Saying that you're
okay.
sorry you missed my birthday, which was on the 19th. So
Oh, okay.
just saying.
Okay. All right. I don't know what's wrong. I'll have to talk to you later about it.
You don't know what's wrong.
I don't know. I might have a wrong number or something here.
I have a
Oh,
clue.
You got one of those Lenny Kotke phones there?
he does.
Well,
Right
No,
underneath the
it's
screen.
it's not. No, it's an iPhone, a Lady Cocky phone. Yeah, but I have.
I wonder if Lenny's coming
It's an
in.
iPhone, but it's the Lenny Kotke model.
Yeah.
I wonder if Lenny's going to come in tonight because there was like this thing going on Facebook. Lenny had posted something and everybody was like jumping all over him.
Oh no.
Well, so I'm going to read what it said. He posted just like a question on Facebook and everybody went like rogue on it. It was like, let's see what it says. It says he was asking about the word bamboozled. Did anybody see this on his Facebook page?
Oh, does it not? This is not meant to be racist, at least not by me. Does the word bamboozled mean you're being deceived by an Asian? And it was 3 days ago.
Yeah.
That he
And
posted.
people are like, no. And then it's like you're being like, and so somebody has to put down the entire like definition of bamboozled for him. The first definition, then the second definition, then people are like, so then somebody's like, perhaps Scottish from Bombay's or Bombay's confound, perplexed, whatever. So I was wondering where that came from. And so I said to him, I was wondering what your connection was between the word bamboozled and Asian. And then I realized that the root word of that is bamboo, which is what you consider from Asia, a foliage from Asia. And so he says to me, exactly, Mess. Now you had to like get into the mind of like Lenny Kotke
Yeah.
to like backtrack. I was like, why is he saying this? And then it occurred to me, and he's like, Mousy, he goes, you're the only one who got it. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing or a scary thing.
Well, that would imply that. Oh, I don't even know how to. I can't even begin to
Don't
unpack.
even-
Bamboo zold.
Yeah.
So
So he
if
thought of bamboo, as you always think of bamboo as being from China, right? Bamboo, the bamboo curtain, and whatever. So I got what he was saying, like I figured out what his thought process was there, but
That's scary.
So
I
know.
what happens if you were oak treesled?
Well, I guess you're prejudiced against people from Oakland.
I mean, if you were, I don't even know. I can't, if you were fjordsled.
Right?
You think the mob went and got him?
Oh, probably. The Chinese.
Well, who knows? Lenny, he comes and he goes like Aunt Clara on Bewitched, so we don't know. He may or may not be here tonight. He is just like a very ephemeral being. He just comes and then poof, goes away. So we'll see. But he may be getting ready to move, though. Isn't he moving in September? Didn't they say, like, as of September? I don't know if it was early in September or if it was at some point in September.
Yeah.
I'm in YouTube here. I got to get out of that. I'm looking up Bamboozled. It's a freaking movie.
Yeah,
No.
I just saw that.
A movie done by Spike Lee. Yeah.
Well,
Oh, it's definitely racist.
No. But I used to work at the Bamboozle Festival every year. We used to call it Bambrutal because it was so horrifying in the parking lot of like Giant Stadium where there'd be 45 crazy kid bands and everybody who was allowed out of their house for the first time without their parents. And it was just like the aftermath of a hurricane when they left. So yeah, it was like the longest days ever doing that festival. It was always in the dead of summer and hot. I guess they stopped it with the pandemic, which is like one of the good side things of the pandemic.
In trying to always keep up with, trying to stay current. Here you go, Bamboozled. Okay. Don't get bamboozled by all the jargon. She was bamboozled into telling them her credit card number. They were Chinese. No, it doesn't. No. So here's definition: bamboozled in the Cambridge Dictionary. Let's see what happens here. Bamboozled. It's the same phrase. To trick or deceive someone, often by confusing them. Right, exactly. So
he didn't want it to sound like it was racist against any kind of ethnicity.
It sounds non-denominational to me.
It is. It absolutely is. I think it's like actually like from like.
It's from a French word.
It's from a what?
A French word. It's possibly from French embobiner.
Oh,
maybe.
Oh, they said.
Oh, like it was another. If you said something in French that was close to it, it kind of got.
Yeah.
I got it. Yeah, so it got changed to. Got it. Okay.
At least that's what Wiktionary says.
Oh, well, okay. Listen, and now to default to an authority on the subject.
Uh-oh.
Here.
And there he went.
His ears
Here he is.
Hey,
Hi,
Lenny,
Len.
don't bamboozle me there, pal.
All right. Len, no sound. No sound.
No sound.
Len.
Hello, Steven.
Very low.
You're very low.
We can barely hear you. Boost your gain.
Your game. Being bamboozled.
Oh, here he
Looking
goes.
at the
Here
roof.
he goes.
Is it better?
No.
No, you're very
Distant.
Hello?
There you go.
there
Okay,
you go.
that's better. No,
That's
that's
better.
not.
All right, now you're gone. Now you're fading. Len, we can't hear you. Now you're dead. You're gone. It's
Gone.
no volume.
Here now and make like nothing's wrong on my end.
Why am I getting
Why
frustrated?
don't you do that? That will be helpful, Steve.
Scared him away. That's it. He's retreated into the jungle.
No.
Bye, Lenny. And there he goes.
And that's the last we ever heard from him.
Oh no, it won't be the last, but when you least expect it.
Yeah. After 8, all of a sudden he'll come back.
Yeah.
I still see Hendrix though, so there's a, you know,
And I was
Yeah.
going to say,
Yeah.
because all we're talking about is tech at the moment, but the Hendrix picture reminded me there's a new
Michael.
documentary on Hendrix and Electric Lady Studios, and one of my ex-colleagues went to see it because he loves the studio and he'd done work there and stuff. And I said, "What'd you think?" And he was, "Don't waste your money."
on what?
This
That's-
documentary on Electric Lady Studios.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He says it's just a compilation of old clips. There's like kind of
Yeah.
And-
Well, I guess, I mean, he was gone so soon and it was over so quickly. And considering the time, people, when you think about the stuff that didn't get documented between everybody just being not tech forward and also just didn't have the technology and being high all the time. So there's that, like we just never thought like, oh, we should preserve this. We just knew we were like fucking around, getting, having a good time. We weren't like, this is history.
No, I mean, on the other hand, I mean, Eddie Kramer is an avid photographer.
Well,
And-
let me ask a question, Don. Did you know, because we recorded there when Alan Selby was running the place. Do you remember that?
My condolences.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a great Alan Selby story, which I don't think he would mind me telling, but go ahead.
Well, even if he did, you got to tell it now.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
really. Otherwise, we'll feel bamboozled.
Well, do you want to finish your segment?
No, I was just saying that we recorded there in 78, 79, and Alan Selby owned it. And I remember Studio C was the first knee cam with the flying faders. It's the first time I ever saw flying faders.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead, you're up.
Alan was a client, and he almost never had good news. Like he bought a whole bunch of consoles from us, and they were very expensive. And I would either at a meeting or at a phone call, he would call up and he goes, "Don, we have a problem." "What's the problem?" "Your consoles, they're so expensive, they're putting me out of business." That was the typical phone.
That's the problem.
That was the problem. They're putting.
Oh,
I
God.
can't afford your consoles. They cost too much money, and it put me out of business. So one day he calls, and I said, "Alan, how are you?" And he goes, "Great." And I said, "Alan Selby?" And he says, "Yeah." I said, "Things are great." He goes, "Absolutely." I said, "Tell me more." And he said, "I just raised my rate from $2,500 a day to $2,750. And you know what? They're paying it." And I said, "That's really good news, Alan. I'm really happy to hear that." He goes, "Yeah, business is great. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do." I said, "Tell me, Alan." He said, "I'm going to keep raising my rate." I said, "Okay." He said, "I'm going to keep raising my rate until I get to $10,000 a day." I said, "Well, that's interesting, Alan. What's your philosophy there?" He goes, "Somewhere between $2,750 a day and $10,000 a day, the customers are going to say no, and I'm just going to find out where that is." And that's the best conversation I ever had with him.
Well, that's a pretty solid business model there,
I
actually.
was, it's just like it's who would even think to say that, but it made perfect sense. I'm just going to keep going until they stop.
Well, when I don't know, I thought it was all Neves there. Am I wrong?
Oh no, we had a purple 9000 in Studio.
B?
Is C the one all the way at the back, or is that B?
It was the one that was upstairs.
Oh yeah, no, we had an SSL there as well. We had an interesting thing. We'd put in one of our digital consoles up there because that was going to be the future, but the customer base was not ready for the future, and so it went in and it came out, and
Wow.
we put something else in after that. No, I think it was when I left, it was 3 SSLs, A, B, and C.
See, I remember when I remember it was all Neve when I was there.
Yeah.
70. And And the reason I know that even up in C is because that's where they got the knee cam, which was the flying faders on a Neve.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I remember that. And do you know about Gus? Is Lenny leaving? Do you have something to say, Lenny?
No, I would. No, you could keep going saying what you do, but I have to say something about that little story you just told.
Okay. Please
go?
interject.
Okay, so you're telling that story, and I'm saying I think he's telling a Jewish joke.
Oh my God.
Basically, told it. You told it straight, right? And,
Yes.
And here's how you tell the difference between someone who is Jewish and someone who is not Jewish. And I'm talking about you guys. Two Jewish guys are walking on the street.
You are just lining up for some kind of racist crap today, aren't you?
No. This is actually kind of funny.
Lenny gets canceled. Everybody watch.
Here's where we tell who of us are of the Jewish persuasion and who aren't. Two Jews are standing on the street corner, and one says, "So, how's work? How's the business going?" And the other guy goes, "Terrific."
And that's the joke.
That's the joke.
That's the joke.
Oh, that's like the.
Thank you, Don.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Like
So,
when he goes up to the couple and says, "Is anything all right?" Now, wait a minute. Let's go Jew for a minute. Don, no,
great.
let's go Jew.
Oy.
You heard about the black guy and the Jew fighting on the street? Did I tell this one by any chance?
I don't
I
know.
don't believe so.
And the cop comes up, breaks the fight
Probably
up.
did.
He says, "What's going on here?" Black man says, "I asked him for directions and he started giving me racial slurs." He says to the Jewish guy, says, "Well, what's going on here?" He said, "He asked me for directions to 133rd Street." And I said, "You're a black bastard."
Right.
Now, you actually told that one very well. You shortened it to where it should be.
I did shorten it. Yes, I did.
Yeah, but
I
that's
did.
but I think everybody got it.
All
Okay.
right.
Yeah, we
So
did.
should we return to Studio
Let's
C?
get back
of
on
Electric
our
Red?
regularly
Yeah,
scheduled.
go
Yeah, let's
ahead.
hear about Studio C. But
Yeah,
wait,
I mean,
I thought Studio C was upstairs, no?
Studio C was upstairs. I think
Okay.
it was I don't know if it was the last time. I remember we were there when they rebuilt it. The Neve came out, a digital SSL went in, the digital SSL came out, and I guess, I mean, by the way, some sad news if people hadn't heard, Mary Campbell passed away.
Oh, when?
Oh,
I'd say probably about a month or two ago.
Oh, I can't believe we didn't hear about it. Like I didn't.
No.
It wasn't all over. You know.
They
connections.
they did something, and who is it? Elliot. Do you know Elliot's last name? Elliot. He was in the tech department at Electric Lady. He was very close with Mary, but I mean, she'd fallen on some very hard times, and was not in good health, and it didn't come as a shock, but it was sad nonetheless because Mary, she was Electric Mary.
She was.
Yeah.
She was everything there.
And the cat was named Jimmy. And many a meeting at Electric Lady with Mary in her office where I would have to go out for oxygen because you may recall Mary was a fairly heavy smoker. And her office was often 50% nicotine, 50% oxygen. So,
Wow.
but yeah, no, I mean, may she rest in peace. She lived and breathed that studio.
Yeah.
So,
God.
so I was going to say Gus is this little known room that was adjacent to Studio C. It was a storage room, and I think eventually they built it out, and a couple of producers, what's his name? Jack, what's his name? He does Taylor Swift and Antonoff, Jack Antonoff.
Jack Antonoff, yeah.
Yeah, I think they built out a room for him in there, and so I think eventually it became 4 rooms. But it was interesting. They also had that Focusrite console
Right.
Wow.
in Studio A, which was very interesting, and it ran so hot because we adopted one of their techs at SSL. uh, his name will come to me in a second. Dave Hansen. He was like 16 or 17 years old, and we got him. He's a fantastic tech. He's running some broadcast station in the West Coast now, but he would call us up when he was still working for Electric Lady, and he'd say, "Don, Roger, you got to come over." I said, "Why?" He goes, "We got the hood up on the Focusrite because it had hydraulic lifters on the buckets, so that to work on it, because there was so much crap. I mean, the electronics in there were like ridiculous, and you'd lift up this thing and put it up like like the hood on a race car, and it ran so hot that they literally had to install an air conditioning duct throughout the frame of the console to blow cold air through it. Otherwise, it would just overheat, on schedule. But it was an amazing piece of technology.
Man.
Oh,
And
so who knows what today is, the 23rd?
SSL?
Hang on, what's the 23rd, Mousy?
It's the day 57 years ago that Jimi Hendrix released Are You Experienced?
Wow.
Ooh.
57 years, bro.
Wow.
That's insane.
So
Wow.
Yeah, 57
Wow.
years. Think about that.
I remember my friend Arthur Bischoff in New Hyde Park, who said, "Have you heard this album?" And I said, "No, what?" And he goes, "Oh man, it I forget how he said. If he said, you'll feel like you're high." And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know what it feels to be high." He goes, "Oh, put the headphones on and listen to it." And it was like music from another planet.
Right?
Yeah.
So this is what it's like to be high. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
A stoned. That was the word he was. He goes, "Oh, it's like you're stoned." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, later you can tell me what that means."
Well, Booker, I asked you, doesn't Mike have an SSL?
No, he has a need.
Oh, okay.
All right.
And
I don't have a dog in the fight anymore, so.
what would you say? Well, what would you say was the main difference between the Neve and the SSL? Let's
Well,
really.
Interestingly enough, well, there's a lot, but I'm not going to go into a sales pitch. I just brought into my workstation workflow the Oxford Digital equalizer, which is insanely good, and they explain how the different equalizers that are modeled in it are like Neve or SSL. There was a lot of iron in a Neve console. There were transformers like I'm not an electronics engineer, but there were multiple layers of transformers in it, and they ring and they saturate, and that was the quote unquote warm sound of the Neve. Whereas the SSL was almost somewhat minimalist as opposed to that. Yeah, and so it was a very clear, very fast console. So the transient response of it was very fast. But if you used it the wrong way, it could sound harsh. And this Oxford Digital equalizer explains things like overshoot and boost cut versus bandwidth, and how some interact and some don't interact, and that's the thing about it. I mean, I grew up on an 8068, so I'm really familiar with. I recorded you on an 8068, young Steve.
Yes, I know that.
Young Steve.
Put Angus to sleep with one.
Yeah, I mean it's all good stuff, and they're all just. I mean, this is the beauty of workstations now. He said heretically, but it's like having everything you ever wanted, like at the push of a button.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, and the truth is, I don't know that I can hear the difference anymore. Does Mike use plugins with his Neve, or does he just? I mean, he's not going to tape, is he?
No, he's not going to tape, and he does use plugins. Yeah.
Hey, Booker, what was that
Yeah.
thing about you two that you didn't like, that they had all of those buttons and stuff?
What was that?
She wants to know what it was that you didn't like, that the gear that U2 was using that you thought
Oh,
was.
it was that board that it was the sound console that had the 396 inputs. I didn't dislike it. I was just going, why did I have to have 3 for, no, it was 4 for Bono's voice alone.
Do you know, Don, why they would need that many?
I not specifically for U2. I do know from U2 that Bono insists on having an all analog signal path for his in-ears, and that we had to accommodate that because we were working with Claire Brothers and they were using some of our gear for Bono's monitors. So he says, and maybe it's true, I mean, some people can, some people can't, that he can hear, you know, a millisecond or two of delay, of latency.
Okay, well, that's possible.
Yeah, but that many inputs, I mean, there's a lot going on under the stage.
So get
There
1,200.
must be.
But it was like,
Don, I was going to ask you about that.
and there was
What the hell's going on under the stage?
it was 3 of them for the Edge, and I think there was one for the bassist. And I'm like going, he just needs one. He don't even deserve a channel. Let him play from the stage. Put mic it ambiently.
Booker, you're starting to sound like an old guy.
Oh,
Starting.
I mean, when you start tallying up, you know, all of the inputs, not necessarily just for front of house,
In
but
my
it
day,
runs.
that's
Yeah,
what
I mean, it runs into the hundreds of channels. It's kooky.
in my day we had one of those PV boards with the big
The dials.
dot.
But I'll tell you, if you want to see a really great interview, if you know Rick Beato and his channel.
Oh,
And if you
I
don't-
love watching his stuff.
All right, well, watch the one with Dave Natal, who
Okay.
only mixes on an analog console, does the Rolling Stones, did Jeff Beck. I'm gonna forget all the other ones, but he's God, and he's the most common sense guy you would ever run into, and one of the nicest people you'd ever run into. And he explains a lot of the techniques that he used, and they're just complete, simple, common sense stuff. And the thing is, the guy can hear balance and he knows how to get a sound quickly and reliably because, I mean, Mouse, you know, every room is different.
Absolutely. And you know
Yeah.
what? Sometimes it's not the car, it's the driver. So, as you
Yeah.
well know, you walk in and I'll walk into a room and hear something, and then I'll walk into the room the following week with a different band and a different engineer, and I'm like, ooh, ouch, ooh. And then I've actually, you know, not that long ago, I did this sort of, well, for when Carl Muller's son passed away, kids did like this concert at this little club. Well, it wasn't that small, but a club in Kearney. We walked in, there was like an elite cabinet on one side, some old ass elite cabinet, right? And then some other kind, mismatched elite cabinet on the other side. For monitors, they had, I don't know what, but I swear on my children, one of them said fucking Radio Shack on it. Okay, it was like, I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. And I have to tell you, Mark Hiller was there doing sound for the whole thing. And I was there as his A2 and doing lights. And I was like, damn. We looked at it and I was like, oh man, this is going to be horrible. And imagine it's also like these, kid bands screaming like, bad versions of Green Day kind of music and things. He had that fucker singing and I was just like, yes, at your feet, because, there's people. And that was, when I used to mix at Just Jake's, when I first walked in there, they had this terrible sort of put together things and people would walk in, other sound guys who had worked in the room on occasion, but I was there all the time, and they said, Mouse, I can't believe how good it sounds. I said, yeah, it's like it's when your own crappy car and you're the only one to know how to like get it started because you just like learn to tweak over time. And that's something you honestly cannot teach anybody. A lot of times I've walked in with people, that are like just starting out and they look at me like, I don't know what to do. I go, back to zero, bro. Just flatline everything and start from the beginning. Never mind, like, looking at your frequency analyzer and doing, all this other stuff that you think is, oh, this doesn't make any sense. Just do it. Just listen. Nobody listens.
That's like one time I was playing in this club. It was way on the east side, and it was downstairs. And the other two bassists in the room were James Genus, who does Saturday Night Live, who does Herbie Hancock, and a bunch of other people, and another bass player named Ron Jenkins, who plays with Anita Baker right now, right? So we're standing there, and this guy goes on stage, and he has a bass that has 10 strings on it, right? So I asked him, I said, what is that? So he starts explaining, well, you know, it's this and this and that. So we stood in front of him and watched him play. And we were like going, yeah, you got a 10-string bass, but you can't play.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You got 6 too many.
You know, well, I'm like, oh, the way he was talking is like he was talking to 3 novices. I don't think he realized who's standing in front of him. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So you can impress. I remember back in the 80s when everybody started to have the keytars, and so Michael, I got him like a really cheap Casio thing for like $200 or something. This is like back in, I'm gonna say like 86, 87 or something. And I remember like him walking in the club with it. And we covered up the Casio with like something, we covered up the Casio label because at that point you were like embarrassed to say Casio. So I was like, but it's and people are like, oh man, I can't wait to hear that thing. And I'm like, it's a fucking controller. It's not like this is, but they were just like blown away by like the visual of the whole thing, which, I guess it's like a presentation. It's, the guys from Twisted, Jay French was telling me, they had just this whole wall of fake Marshall cabinets behind them. And, like 2 of them had actual, speakers in them that were working. But the people just, they would come in and they would build up the anticipation and everything would be shrouded in this black, fabric. And then they would start the music pounding and one by one, the roadies would come and like slowly, undrape everything and the anticipation would build. And by that time, people thought they were like, in Madison Square Garden getting their heads blown off. So a lot of it, power of suggestion does a lot.
Well, I don't I can hear the difference. I mean, I spent 15 years next to a 747, so I'm not sure the difference between on and off, much less analog and digital.
Well, and most people, I mean, you probably would even listen for that, but by and large, the human ear of the general drunk person out there, you think they're discerning between the nuances of frequency? No, they just like, oh, I know this song.
I don't think they can say nuances.
Well, exactly. It's like getting bamboozled, right?
Exactly.
Len?
It's a French word.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of bad live sound, and then there's some really exceptionally good live sound, and it's just the difference. With Dave Natal, it's not about the gear. I mean, you really all should check it out. Natale on Rick Beato's channel, and it's long. I think it's over an hour, and I could not take myself away from it because it's just so full of common sense.
I gotta check it out.
One of the loudest mixers I've ever heard.
Who?
Dave Natal.
Yeah?
Yeah. Jeff Beck. Oh my God.
Now,
there's a crappy hall in Nashville.
just for a quick, go ahead. Never mind. Go
There's
ahead.
a crappy hall in Nashville. It's a giant round dish with concrete everywhere. It's awful sounding. So he was just trying to power over it, I think. I don't know.
When was this? I saw him I saw Beck in the Ryman Auditorium. I guess maybe 8-9 years ago.
No, this was the last show Beck probably played before he died.
Oh.
Vinny Colaiuta and the cellist on stage, and I think he had a keyboardist.
Oh, Vivian?
Sorry?
And he had Tal Wilson on bass.
At the Iridium?
No, he didn't have a bass.
He didn't have a bass.
He didn't have a bass. Cello, guitar, and keyboards. I think the keyboard player might have been playing left-hand bass or something.
Oh, so no Tal?
You okay there,
Yes,
Steve?
I was saying no towel. Yeah.
Wow.
Iridium.
Well, I
Laura,
mean,
have you
don't,
been to the Iridium?
Iridium.
Yeah. Have you been there?
Iridium is a place in Mississippi.
Meridian.
Oh, Meridian.
Okay, I'm frozen, I think. I have to say about Jeff's granddaughter. So he sent me, so his granddaughter, and how old is Stell now?
She'll be 18 in December.
18?
She's 17. She's 17.
She put in for a press pass to go to the Democratic National Convention as a reporter for her high school.
Yeah.
And I saw Jeff sent me the video today. I said, holy shit, that kid is a natural. Like she seemed so mature.
She got
And
in?
she got a press pass and went in there as
Whoa.
a reporter for her high school.
Incredible.
So, you know, it was unbelievable. And you, Jeff, you have to send everybody the video. It's so professional. At 17 years old or 18 years old or whatever, I said, this girl's a natural. She'll be like the next Barbara Walters.
I got to tell you, at 4 months old, in the crib, her and Judith would have conversations.
Really?
I mean, Judith was speaking normal. Stella was just baby talking, but she was
right.
trying to communicate at 4 months old.
Wow.
It was unbelievable.
Really
Sitting there in
impressive.
this little blob in the crib going, no, 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 no.
I know. I love watching that because it's like they seem to have opinions. You know, they're it's like.
That's fun.
No,
Really
she
impressive.
came out of the womb ready to talk. She went to Michigan, the journalism school at Michigan University for 4 weeks this summer to study journalism. It's amazing.
Wow.
Amazing. And Mousy, I played with your nephew on Monday.
By that, he means musically.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that didn't good at all.
How'd that go?
And the singer we backed up was Aria Cavalieri,
Yeah.
who is the daughter of
Felix.
Cavalieri
Mm.
from the Rascals.
So
It went
Jeff,
well.
I don't know if you know this, but because my nephew started out playing drums. I don't know if he told you that.
Your brother, I
Well,
guess.
of course, my brother, who
Your
can't
brother
not talk about
gave
my
me a
nephew.
whole list of all his accomplishments, and he mentioned timpani and
Yeah, he's all-state timpani player for the state of New Jersey.
What are you talking about? You're a guitar player. I don't know. I haven't brought it up because I didn't want to tell him all the things his dad said about him.
Oh, no, please, it drives him crazy. But when he was a little kid, and I'm his godmother, when he was a little kid, he just wanted drums forever. And I went to the house, and do you know those little cookie tins that people bring you at Christmas time? He actually took like the lids from those cookie tins and put them, like he made himself a little drum set, and he wrote Peisty and Zildjian and in black magic marker on them. And I walked in and I said to my brother, you got to get this fucking kid a drum kit. And he's like, no, we're not getting a drum kit. We're not getting it. So, of course, here comes the drum kit in. And they're like, why do you always buy him noisy things? I said, because I don't live with him.
There you go. Well, listen, my first drum kit was my mother's tea service, so which didn't go over very well. But I think I'm being urged by my wife to to go to the Iridium and and put up my pasture. So this
Right.
I have to get it to fit here. Okay, here we go. All right, who's guessing?
Let's
Oh,
see.
man. Same
Oh,
thing.
Really, May?
Woo!
Willie Mays.
Nope.
No.
No,
No.
there's a, wait, what, I'm looking. So it's C, D, E.
Yes.
Okay, so.
Wait.
Wow, I got him guessing.
Well, I think you have
Yeah.
to be able to know what that first thing is.
Well, like what are they? Like 12?
I wouldn't know what that was.
It's a. Come on, nobody knows what that first thing is.
The wheel.
The wheel,
Maggie
right?
May.
Mag. Okay.
There you
Oh, a
go.
mag wheel. Okay,
Maggie
got it.
Maggie May.
Very good. Very,
I thought I was
very
just making them too easy, and I went for the. Plus we saw some
Something
kind
about
of something
Stewart,
about Rod Stewart today and that particular song. So
Yeah.
I went with Maggie May.
Yeah.
Very
Wow.
good.
Wow.
Good,
Good.
good.
Oh my God,
I
Lenny
recognized
is-
the wheel, but I didn't.
All
I
right.
didn't
Lenny,
All
what
right.
is that?
Yeah, we
Well,
need
We
that.
have to see that bigger.
Yeah.
Wait, I know
Yes.
you.
I don't know how to make it bigger.
Can you isolate Lenny's track, please?
All right.
Yeah,
What in the
okay, wait.
world?
Let me.
No. Steve's got to do it, I think, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Steve,
you
you
can
got it.
Can
pin
you
it.
do that?
If you hold your finger on it, you can pin it, and it will take over your screen.
Wait a minute. Something Vice nuns.
You keep popping up over on my screen.
I do.
Yeah.
No, that shouldn't have.
Yeah.
I can't. I
Just
can't
hold
really see.
hold down
It's-
the picture of whatever you're doing, and a
And it hits.
option
Yeah,
will
yeah,
come
yeah.
up, and it says pin, and you
Is
can
anybody
pin it.
talking to me?
Okay.
That work?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lenny,
It's got a little bit for everybody.
Okay, my
Okay, so there's
father was an
nuns.
ugly Vice super nun. Who's the first guy?
I don't know.
I don't know. Any electronics guys here? Is Don with us here? Or Jeff
is it
Yeah,
there?
but I'm
Is it both?
stumped. I'm totally stumped.
I don't
Yeah.
know who that
Okay.
is.
That is James Watt.
Watt. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now, Mousy, the next one is for you.
Is that a prom dress or a bad wedding
Yeah,
dress?
up. You got it right. It's a it's not the bride
Bridesmaid's dress?
The bridesmaid's dress.
A bridesmaid.
What
Yeah.
bride?
So, what is particular about maybe a prom dress or a bridesmaid's dress?
Corsage.
Bouquet.
Oh.
Bouquet.
Only wear it.
Once.
Thank you.
Okay. What once?
Once were vices,
Vices,
are now
now
habits.
we're habits.
And now habits.
Very good.
Doobie Brothers.
Wow.
Doobie Brothers.
Wow,
I'd
that
like
was
to make it
great,
easier.
Len.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that was good, Lenny.
Vices.
Wait a
Yeah, me.
minute.
I got a heads up to Gabrielle. We worked these out together.
And
Yeah.
on that note, I gotta go.
All right.
How many?
right,
Booker, I have
Bye,
one
Bob.
question for Booker.
Yes.
How many sets? How long does it go at Arthur's? Because I was
we
looking
play
at the train
3
schedule.
hours. We play from 10 to 11,
Yeah.
11:30 to 12:30, and then 1 to 2.
All right.
Oh,
You may see me.
ow.
God,
Okay.
ouch.
Okay.
If not, I won't be there for 2 weeks because next week I have an early gig and I have to go to a funeral before that.
Okay.
Oh, sorry,
All right.
Buck.
Sorry.
Sorry about that.
All right. Well, bye for now.
All right. See you later.
Bye,
Buck.
Buck.
Lenny,
Bye.
that's my favorite Doobie Brothers album, right there.
Yeah, that is a good
Oh,
album.
really?
Yeah.
And I thought it was Joe Walsh.
No,
But it turned out to be the Doobie Brothers.
Yeah.
What?
Doobie
What was
Brothers.
that song? What song was that?
What
It's
were
not-
once
It was
It's not
an
a song, it was
album.
an album.
Once
It was
were
an album.
vices, now are habits.
Yeah.
But it was, so, which I think is such a cool phrase anyway, and I'm sure they took it from somewhere. What once were vices, now are habits. So,
Yeah.
I think you guys would have gotten it maybe with a little time.
Yeah. Half a pound of weed.
Or maybe if we had Joe here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe's good at that.
Good at that
yeah,
stuff.
he is really good at that.
I'm sorry, but where is Joe?
He hasn't been here for a couple of weeks. I don't know if he's very
Yeah, he's-
busy or
Yeah,
he's traveling.
Working.
He was here last week, but he was rehearsing with his Jersey friends, and God knows maybe they either killed each other or they're playing a gig. I don't know.
Oh, that's right. You said,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
the
miss
gig
him.
was tonight. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, I wish. Would you know where?
Yeah, with I don't know, playing with Dave O'Donnell and
God forbid
Ralph-
anybody put anything up on Facebook so local people could go see it. Like your
And
brother,
Jack
Jeff,
O'Donnell.
who
My
always puts
brother,
up the
yeah.
day of. Gary will be like, Parrot Beach tonight. And I was like, bro, how about letting people have some little leeway there? Heads up. So, but his gig got canceled. So I will go see him next Wednesday.
What, in Clifton?
Yeah. All roads lead to Clifton and Stuyertown Bakery.
Yes,
Yeah, baby.
All right.
So wait, here's my pasture.
Angus, I'm going to call you after the show because I got some questions for you. Lenny, I love the Rolex watch above your head with no face.
Yeah, and
I feel like I'm on.
Wait. Nobody guessed my pasture.
No.
I'm trying to. I'm
Part
trying
of the
to.
sunrise.
Right. Oh,
Oh,
very
you
good.
got it right away, Jeff.
Wow.
oh,
Heart
very
of the
good.
sun. Wow.
Wow.
Jeff, I know yours. Every picture tells a story.
You messed up my
Don't it?
production. I'm in the dark.
Yours, I know. A nod is as good as a wink to a blind horse.
Lenny's in the dark. Now he's bright. Okay.
My
So
production
anybody?
is-
Yes, we'll see everybody before then. But Only Murders next season is coming up on the
Yeah.
27th, I think. A couple days.
27.
And I got the extended Hulu, so I'm ready.
Oh, you're good to go. Good to go.
Yeah.
All right,
No-
children
no
of the
commercials?
lawn, we love you.
All right.
Everybody
good
have a
night.
great week. We love you guys.
Bye.
See you later. See you, Lenny. See you, Mouse.
Bye,
Jeff.
Angus.
All right. See you, Lori. See you, Steve. I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Girls, we'll see ya.
That was fun.
Okay.
Get me out of here. I go.
And then there were none.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Well, that was good.
yes, it was.
It was good. We made it through. Now I got to call Angus back and find out why I'm still hearing that echo because I felt like I was tripping. But
we did it.
I was not tripping. I
That's
was
right.
not tripping, and I'm happy that we got through it. So, if I don't see you in the future, I will see you in the past.
Good night, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Good night, kids. Yeah, have a great weekend. We'll see you next week, and
Angus will be here Tuesday
and Wednesday.
and Wednesday.
Yeah, Angus is filling in for me on Wednesday.
That's
I
right.
have
A double dose of Angus
big
next
important
week.
meeting next week, music related. So
Yep.
I'll keep you posted. Anyway, thank you guys. Love you, and have a great weekend.
Good night, everybody.
See ya. Oh, theme song. Come on.